What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. The timeline is correcting in pretty significant ways. We still got a lot of work ahead of us. The main thing now is we got a foothold on the beach, and we definitely know who the enemies are. And one of the chief enemies is, of course, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, as weaponized by these woke investment companies, which, as we've seen and Elon Musk has said, it kills art. We've had the Thomas Mahlers explain nothing wrong with having gay people in your games, nothing wrong with having all the diversity from underrepresented groups, but it has to be the correct game, movie setting. You can't just do it to do it. It has to be there and it has to happen naturally. And when you force it, everyone susses it out, and that's what put everyone off. And we've just now had going on 6 years, really since 2013, but if you want to count the overdrive of 2016, when it really kicked in, we've had going on 8+ years of just evidence of this. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And all our franchises have been destroyed, and everyone has lost money, and all the stocks have crashed, blah, 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 blah. Chicken Little was right, sort of. And now an alliance of what I wish had happened early, an alliance of investors have come together to warn essentially corporate America, stop. You are messing it up for everyone. So I'm gonna go through it. Here we needed the adults to be saying this years ago, but they're saying it now. And I think we said it, and Erwin from Nerd Voice says it. It's time to make these people afraid of our money, because they're not getting it from their demon sources, not the way they were before. So here we go. We are investors, investment advisors, fiduciaries, and proxy voting and corporate engagement consultants to investors and the Financial Officers Foundation, for the State Financial Officers Foundation. Oh my God, they sound very official. A coalition of 38 financial officers from 28 different states, representing over half the country. And just a reminder, because I was explaining this to my father the other day when they were like, well, where do they get this money from? He didn't sound like that. Where do they get this money to fund these investments? Like, from you, from us. They take people's retirement funds, and they think that the people who give them money thinking it's being wisely invested. It's not. And it's used to push this weaponized ideology instead of managing their fiduciary responsibility. So here's some responsible ones saying, you got to stop. You got to stop doing it. We write to urge you to provide needed transparency to shareholders on pressing cultural issues that are impacting your companies. This November, the American electorate overwhelmingly rejected the ideological takeover of political and civic life by narrow-minded identity politics. Identity politics, I suggest to you, were sharply introduced after the Occupy Wall Street movement, and those same companies that we were all protesting against all of a sudden put trans and gay pride flags on their products, and now they were beloved. We almost had them, and then they introduced the 2.0 women and all the other fun things. So critical race theory and diversity, equity, and inclusion purport to promote belonging and inclusion, but in reality sacrifice true diversity of thought, and equal opportunity by focusing on differences based on skin color, sex, or religious status. It is now, and I would suggest always has been, a liability for any institution to tout adherence to DEI ideology. Recent Supreme Court decisions have cast serious doubt on the legality of DEI. It's fucking illegal. It's highly illegal to hire people based only on their skin color and sexual, just like it's illegal to fire people. Anyway, that's sort of the California lawsuit with Gina, even though we all know it's about ideology, not gender. But the data underlying the push for DEI have been exposed as overstated at best, or worse, downright false. Faced with public exposure for the mere existence of DEI programs in their companies, major American brands, including Tractor Supply, John Deere, Harley Davidson, Jack Daniels, Ford, and Toyota, have responded by affirmatively distancing themselves from DEI. And in other words, look at all these companies that are starting to wise up. We saw what happened with Budweiser, who's now has Shane Gillis in their commercials and is doing fight MMA. I know people screw them. You want them taking our money as opposed to the demon's money. Trust me. Trust and believe. And I'm not going to read all of this. You get it. But this is exactly what we need. We needed people. And they just go on to say that now is the time. If you were afraid before, Now is the time to not be afraid. You have enough of the government and the Senate, and trust me, for a long time, now is the time to come out. Joe Rogan talked about all his quiet liberal friends who thanked him for supporting Trump because they're not allowed to. You are now. Time to be a Zachary Levi. Time to find your balls or your ovaries or whatever inner strength you want to have a fun little analogy for, and be an American. Be an American and talk about how freedom is actually important. Not that dumbed down with democracy shit that Kamala was trying to go about. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. To me, this is just proof that the timeline is correcting is these type of messages. But let me know what you think. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Kamala forever.
I kid. But seriously.
Well, bye.